From Millett Hall in Oxford, Ohio, the Miami RedHawks will continue their Mid-American Conference postseason push. After the RedHawks punch their ticket to Cleveland, they will fight for seeding here tonight and momentum, of course, against a team that has struggled in terms of results in the MAC and NIU, but they have given some teams all they could handle of late, including some competitive results, most recently against Eastern Michigan and Akron last week. Alongside Addison, Lenhart, Luke West, Poley with you. Cannot stress enough, Addison, after a real rough week for this RedHawks team between the Eastern and Western Michigan games in which they dropped both, to do what they did at home against Kent State on Friday, the first nationally televised game inside Millett in 4 years. It was just announced today. They're going to have another one in their finale against Ball State coming up next week. Down 7 with 2:40 to go, they rallied a tie, and there were all sorts of clutch plays across the board for this RedHawks team on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely, and you said it, that road trip, 2 really puzzling losses, you could say, for this team, a team that has dominated the MAC really outside of that game, apart from the Akron matchup this season. Really struggled to shoot the ball and didn't really get a ton of production out of their big 3, Peter Suter, Cam Kraft, and Ian Elmer. And of course, Peter Suter and Ian Elmer were instrumental at the end of that Kent State game, knocking down huge shots. Peter Suter at the end of regulation, and Ian Elmer, of course, with the would-be game-winning 3-point shot with just about 18 seconds to go in OT. And this team just has a lot of firepower offensively. We saw that against Kent State, a team that's top 100 in KenPom in defense, the only team in the MAC that can say that. And Miami hung 96 on them. That is the type of game that Miami wants to get in a game that is going to go up and down the floor, where they're going to be able to put up a lot of shots and knock down perimeter shots from the outside, get open shooters, and that's what they were able to do against Kent State. And this is a game against Northern Illinois, coming off a very emotional victory, emotions riding high. A team like Northern Illinois that has played spoiler and has really been a nuisance in the side of some of the top teams in the MAC over the years in these games where these teams are fighting for seeding. Northern Illinois has tended to crash the party at points, so Miami needs to remain focused and carry the momentum from Kent State through this one and not sustain a hangover.
Certainly not. RedHawks felt a little bit of that, especially in the loss to Eastern Michigan against a team that was near the bottom of the MAC, and Miami ended up just kind of laying an egg on the road and got a tough game, fell behind pretty much right from the jump, and ended up bowing out in that game to the Eagles. We are all set to go here from Millett Hall. Solid midweek crowd, as has been the case really all MAC slate long, with the hype this team has created. Starting lineups for the RedHawks at the same 5 as normal. For Travis Steele, Ian Elmer, Cam Kraft, Pete Suter, Mackay Cooper, and Antoine Woolfolk are the 5. For NIU, a team that features 11 transfers. Quentin Jones, Svet Satorov, Joe Mundin Jr., Nazir Muhammad, and James Dent are the starting 5. Again, 4 of those 5 guys did not start their careers at NIU. Cannot stress enough how much the portal has impacted this Husky roster. Ball put up in the air, and the RedHawks win the tip-off. Miami in the white uniforms will take it from left to right. Northern Illinois is in the reds. They will go from right to left. RedHawks to the offensive end to begin. It's Pete Suter finding a cutting Cam Kraft down the center of the paint, and he lost it as he went up for a shot on the right side. Huskies will take it the other way. Quentin Jones, the Cal Poly transfer, swings it around the arc. To the near side, it's Nazir Muhammad, the lone non-transfer in this starting lineup for NIU. Back for Jones on the far side, coming off a 20-point game in the loss to Eastern over the weekend. Now jumping inside, a hop step for Muhammad. Kick to the corner, 3 put up, and off the heel by James Dent Jr. And the RedHawks have the rebound. Elmer left alone, a transition 3 from the right wing. Sticks off the backside of the rim, and that board picked up by Quentin Jones, so we'll slow things down. Jones 28-4 in the loss to Eastern Michigan over the weekend for the Huskies. Back up top, it's Svet Satorov. Into the paint it goes, where a little hook does not go off the hands of Joe Mundin Jr., the New York native, and the RedHawks have the rebound. And Miami, though, will throw it away as Pete Suter just did not connect with Cam Kraft, and the two exchanging some words as they head back down the floor. 18:48 to go first half, and no points yet.
And interesting to see what Cam Kraft will do tonight. Only 5 points in that game against Kent State and 2 shot attempts. Kraft a guy who can go off for 30 at any given moment, had 40 early in the season.
Did it against Toledo. On the near side, it's Jones. Cutting, baseline, tried to duck around Woolfolk, who swatted him under the basket. Pete Suter grabs the loose ball ahead to Makai Cooper, who cuts it to the left elbow, the offensive end, and now gives back outside for Suter. Suter bounces high post for Woolfolk, looking for the return feed, fakes the pull-up shot, now hands for Makai Cooper. Backing outside, Cooper, top of the key, Elmer unloads a three and splashes it. And Ian Elmer sends the crowd back into their seats as Miami's got the first points of the game. 3-0 RedHawks nearly 2 minutes in. Up top, it's Munden Jr. from the edge of the logo. Feeds near wing for James Dent Jr. with a burst of speed. Down the baseline, batted away. Picked up by Makai Cooper. RedHawks ping-pong the ball up the floor to the near side. Elmer slashing into the paint. Hangs up under the basket and puts it off the window for two. 5-0 RedHawks with 17:43 to go in the first.
Sort of a quiet road trip in Michigan for Ian Elmer. One of the reasons that Miami suffered those two losses, and he got going against Kent State.
Three jacked up from Quentin Jones early in the shot clock. That swirls off the iron, and Kraft's got the rebound. Makai Cooper from the top of the key. Bounces for Antoine Woolfolk, sporting chrome silver shoes. Finds a cunning Suter, gets past the defense and lays it in. And Suter's on the board after Elmer got Miami's first 5 points. It's 7-0 RedHawks with 17:11 to go in the first half. RedHawk bench chanting for defense. Nazir Muhammad dribbling shoulder high. Brooklyn native at 6'2", fakes the three-point attempt, instead flings to the far wing. Dent's three-pointer from there, sticks off the front rim, and Cam Kraft's got the rebound for Miami. The area that Kraft has really developed this year is his ability on the defensive end, including rebounding the basketball, and a couple boards so far in this one. Woolfolk, a big man three. He pushes it long, and the rebound run down in the far corner by James Dent Jr. Part of the two-headed scoring monster between he and Quentin Jones. The two combined for 39 points against Eastern Michigan. Jones dribbling between his legs, switching his dribble from his left hand to his right. Scoops it back up top for Dent. It's plucked away. Ball rolling along the hardwood, scooped up right on the center court line. Huskies still with it. Dent for the near side, shot fake with 6. Makai Cooper prodded at the basketball and is called for the reach-in foul as Miami bails out with 24 seconds gone by on the shot clock. Foul on Ian Elmer. Nope, foul on Makai Cooper, I believe, instead, yes, and that'll be his first and the team's first. 16:19 to go. It's 7-0 RedHawks in the early goings. Satirov finds Jones, step back into a long three. That falls short. He fell backwards as well, maybe looking for the foul call. None came. Now it's Kraft up ahead. Straight ahead to the baseline. One hand fling to the corner for Elmer. Back turn to the basket now on the edge of the paint. He'll give it back to the exterior. Suter around a screen. Hooks it to the far side. Elmer. Catch and drive. Stumbling over. Got it back out for Kraft. 10 to shoot. He stops. Fades away from 10. And bricks it off the left side of the rim. Rebound by Jones for NIU. Jones backs it up top. And now it's Satirov. Handing for Muhammad on the left wing. Muhammad steps left of the key, jacks up another three that barely catches the front iron. These are some ugly looks right now by NIU, who are now 0 of 5 from deep. High post entry feed, over the top, caught by Potter and put in for 2. And a timeout called by Northern Illinois, who look out of sorts in the first 4.5 minutes here from Oxford. All Miami, it's 9-0 RedHawks in the early goings of this game with 15:24 to go. RedHawks in the lead. We're back in a moment. It's Miami basketball on RedHawk Radio. 15:24 to go in the first half. It's Miami 9 and NIU 0. Huskies 0 for 7 from the floor. Miami started off a little slow offensively, Addison, but these have been some puzzling shots taken by NIU in the early going.
Yeah, Miami's done a really good job on the defensive end so far. And as you said, Northern Illinois really out of sorts. A lot of late shot clock shots, and Miami getting out in transition, cutting to the basket, able to move the ball a little bit more offensively towards the latter part of that first 4 minutes of the game.
Jones leans in, tosses it up from 10 feet away. It wouldn't go, and the RedHawks were all over the boards on the rebound, and somebody in that pile got fouled. The foul will go against Satirov, who picks up his first. And so the Huskies will inbound it. Northern Illinois 5 and 22 on the year, and just 1 and 13 in the MAC. Their only win against Ball State back on January 25th. Suter faked heading inside, now kicks out, right wing three by Byers. A line driver, doesn't matter, it drops down.
He's got a lightning quick release. Saw it a couple times against Kent State, barely even needing to dip that basketball before tickling the twine.
12-0, the RedHawks in front. As we cross the 5-minute mark of the first half. Crossover dribble, kick out to Dent, fakes the shot, finds an open Nichols in the corner, driving baseline, picks up his dribble at the MAC logo, and gives it back out. Jones now has it left angle. 3 on the timer. Jones, step back 3. Won't go. And the RedHawks get the rebound courtesy of Suter. He got a help box out from Luke Skaljak. Skaljak now has it up top. The freshman puts it into the high post for Reese Potter. He slips it now for Suter, who slides up the baseline and lays it through with the right hand. 14-0 Miami as we hit the 6-minute mark of the first half.
Northern Illinois multiple times now in this game getting beaten on the back cut by Pete Suter, and Reese Potter, beautiful vision there, anticipating the open player and hitting him.
Stephen Tipton around to the near elbow extended for Jones. Top of the key, it's Dent. The Western Illinois transfer, shimmy shake, has it back now, it's end to shoot. Kicks to the corner, cut across Nichols, pulls back on a mid-range jumper, and it falls. That was a tough one, but finally one goes for Northern Illinois, and Nichols, a guy who had just 1 point last time out, has the first 2 for NIU today. RedHawks race in transition, though, and Reese Potter catches, gets hacked, and scores under the basket.
And Reese Potter had some huge minutes in that win over Kent State. A couple of big rebounds on the offensive glass and putbacks that really gave Miami some momentum down the stretch of that one, and he's been active early in this one as well there, getting the and one to go.
9 points and 6 rebounds for Reese in the win over Kent. And he misses on the free throw, and that'll allow the rebound to fall to Jaden Mott, the freshman out of Midwest City, Oklahoma for Northern Illinois. Muhammad, rainbow to the far side, caught in the corner by Tipton. Forced outside the paint by Skaljak, has it now again, backing to the far block, floats it up with the right hand, and it drops through.
And Northern Illinois has really had to rely on some one-on-one opportunities so far in this game, gotten a few to go, but hard to sustain that over the course against this Miami defense.
Acrobatic kick by Apsaro, right wing 3, crashes down for Luke Skaljak. Ipsaro looked dead to rights under the basket. He was falling. His hands are in a weird spot. Somehow got that out to Skaljak, who drains the 3, and it's 19-4 Miami with 12:36 to go in the first half. Muhammad between the legs on his dribble, works to the right elbow. Kicks to Dent, now into the corner. 3 put up and knocked down by Stephen Tipton. Was barking at the Miami bench on his way by. Headed back up the floor. 13-point lead for the RedHawks, 19-6. With just under 8 minutes gone by in the opening half. Ipsaro slides through the paint, finds Byers, who goes up high, and through the contact, forces it in with the right hand.
A nice cut there by Brant Byers, and Ipsaro saw Byers leaking behind the defense well before he even drove that basketball and left it for Byers for the easy 2.
Up top, it's James Dent, works to the left elbow, knocks down the jumper from there, and got fouled on the arm by Ipsaro. And Travis Steele just holding his breath a little bit on the Miami bench. Didn't love that possession from his team defensively, but I'm sure loving a lot of other things as we across the 8-minute mark of the game. 21-8 Miami is the lead with 11:53 to go in the first. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Back here at Millett Hall, RedHawks have controlled the early portion of this game. It's 21-8 Miami with 11:53 to go in the first half. James Dent is at the free throw line for NIU following the and one. RedHawks led this game 12-0 before NIU finally got a bucket. Dent at the free throw line following the mid-range jumper in which he got fouled on. And he hits the and one free throw for a successful three-point play. The 9 points coming from 3 different scorers for NIU. For the RedHawks, already 5 players have contributed offense in the game. Evan Ipsaro down the left wing, crosses the timeline. Bolt of speed to the basket, blows by everybody and lays it in down the left alley.
And what a job there by Ipsaro, and he's got such an ability to get downhill with his quickness and his strength, and he was able to shoulder off the defender there before finishing that one at the bucket.
Beat 3 different Huskies on his way to the basket, and now the 6th Red Hawk to score in the game. 23-9 Miami with 11:18 to go in the first. A runner from 15 feet for Dent. That falls off the left side of the rim. And a big Reese Potter's got the rebound. Up ahead, Byers throws it down with the right hand. A one-handed slam from the freshman Brant Byers, as Miami again races in transition, and it's the RedHawks by 16 with under 11 to go in the first. That got the bench to their feet. They have had a lot to like about the first 9 minutes or so of this half. Elmer gambles for a steal, doesn't get it. That allows Jones to get by, but pulling up from 10 feet, the shot rattles off. And it's Skaljak up ahead for the RedHawks. Finds Elmer, shot fake from 3, now backs in, stops at the elbow, gives back outside. On the right wing, Skaljak flips up top for Potter, directing traffic with the left hand. Back into the corner pocket, it's Skaljak. 2 shot fakes, around and into the paint. Skaljak lays it up with the left hand, it won't go. And a foul on the RedHawks on the rebound. And the foul will be against Reese Potter of the RedHawks.
Looked like a push in the back there from Potter. But Miami really getting everything that they want on the offensive end of the floor right now. 11 for 16 thus far in this game, and they've done a stellar job defensively, forcing the Huskies into a lot of really bad shots. Just 4 for 15 and 0 for 6 from beyond the arc so far in this game.
Up top, it's Kalen Nichols. Dishing off for Mott. To the far flank, it is Tipton. Back in for Mott there, and Elmer fouled him in traffic, and that'll be the third team foul on the RedHawks. 10:01 to go first half. 16-point advantage for Miami here at home. Inbounds pass comes to the far side where Dent just catches, threads between two RedHawks, and has an easy look at the basket. 25-11 the score. Sidestep three by Kraft from the right wing. Pops off, and an offensive rebound by Woolfolk keeps it alive. One-on-one Woolfolk, skyhook. Pops out of the well, but he gets fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, Woolfolk recognizing the mismatch there that he had on Jaden Mott, and just goes right into the chest and up and over him, and almost able to get that one to go. And Woolfolk had a really nice game against Kent State as well. He brings so much to this team with his activity on the offensive glass and his ability to distribute.
First free throw barely touches the front rim. He left it way short. Pete Suter back into the game for Brent Byers, who actually leads the RedHawks with 7 points so far, leading all scorers in the game. 25-11, Miami in front with 9:46 to go, and make it 26-11 after the second free throw is dropped in the bucket by Antoine Woolfolk. So back up to 15 for the RedHawks. Far elbow extended, it's Tipton. Chest pass up top, Muhammad. Drive and kick. A three got partially blocked off the hand of Satirov. Credit Elmer with the deflection. Kraft finds Woolfolk in the lane, lost the basketball, regathers, swarmed by Huskies. Ball on the floor, still no whistle. And now Huskies finally get rid of it. Nichols was falling away on the near baseline, stayed in bounds and fed ahead for Jones, who runs it all the way in and scores with the right hand.
Yeah, Quentin Jones is the guy who needs to get going for Northern Illinois if they want a shot in this game. And Pete Suter, just such an ability to use his body and get to the basket.
He just muscled his man off him for an easy look from 5 feet away as Muhammad went flying into the front row. 28-13, Miami leads, 8:45 to go first half. Jones to the far side for Tipton. Back up edge of the logo, it's Jones with 10. Dribbling with his left, jump pass near side, Nichols three. Off the left side of the iron, Satirov with the offensive rebound. Nearly gave it away there and just played catch with Nichols. And it was a shot clock violation, but that first shot pretty clearly hit the rim, and I don't think the shot clock was ever reset.
It seems like everybody's pretty much in agreement that there was a clock issue, and they are going to reset it here to 16 seconds.
Yeah, there was an offensive rebound by Satirov, which should have reset the shot clock to 20. I was going to say that shot clock violation certainly snuck up on me after Satirov got the offensive rebound. So 16 seconds left to work, and off the inbounds pass into the paint, Dent gets absolutely flattened in his attempt to get a shot up. Rashawn Burno is irate that there was no call on the NIU bench, but the RedHawks end up with it. Miami with a chance to take their largest lead. Currently it's 15. Woolfolk spinning into the lane, bumps, and puts it in off the glass with the right hand. It's a 17-point lead for the RedHawks, their biggest tonight, 30-13 with 7:54 to go in the first.
And he's got that size advantage over Dent any day of the week, and a couple of nice plays here from Woolfolk attacking size advantages.
Another three just jacked up by Dent, and he misses it short. And the RedHawks have the rebound. Suter around a screen. Accelerates into the paint. Back turn to the basket. Bumps, lifts up, and it rolls off on him. He gets his own rebound, though, in traffic. Finds Cooper, scooping it back out to a wide-open Elmer. Straightaway three. Off the rim. Suter offensive rebound. He misses that one, and finally batted up in the air by Dent, and he'll secure the rebound. Muhammad, quick cut to the basket. Threads between two RedHawk defenders and scores, plus the foul. And he will go to the free throw line. The second time that a Husky goes to the stripe following a media timeout because of an and one. Well, Miami still with a large advantage. It's 30-15 RedHawks with 7:16 to go in the first half. And we're back to Millett Hall after this. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. 7:16 to go, first half. It's Miami 30 and NIU 15 as Nazir Muhammad gets set to take some free throws here for the Huskies. Luke West, Poley, and Addison Lenhart with you. And Addison, you mentioned a little bit during the break, just not a lot of scheme, not a lot of flow going on. It looks like a pickup game out there right now. And honestly, for a Miami team that famously does not run a lot of sets under Travis Steele, they might be just fine with that as Muhammad banks in the free throw.
Yeah, certainly. They're causing tons of havoc defensively. We've talked about it endlessly to begin this game, how out of sorts this Northern Illinois offense looks on that end of the floor, and Miami has turned it into numerous transition opportunities and opportunities at the basket. And in this Northern Illinois team with not a ton of answers, especially with how Quentin Jones has shot the ball so far, just 1 for 6 and 0 for 3 from downtown, someone they really rely on for a lot of their offense, who's going to need to get going if they want to get back into this game.
Reese Potter got fouled on the inside, trying to catch a pass from Pete Suiters, so Miami will inbound after the 15th foul by NIU. Inbound to Kraft in the far corner, driving kick, 3 up from Potter, and a little too strong there. Suter got a hand on the rebound to poke it away from Muhammad, but he scoops it back up off the floor. And Muhammad will feed it forward. Quentin Jones averaging 17 a game for NIU up top. Now to the near wing, Muhammad. Driving baseline. Back up top, it's Jones. The Cal Poly transfer to the far wing, Muhammad. Cuts it across, back to Jones near side, and he throws it away. Into the backcourt it goes. Joe Munden Jr. will run it down and pick it up. That is a backcourt violation on the Huskies with 6:34 to go in the first.
Reese Potter did an unbelievable job sliding his feet on that possession, matched up against multiple guards, including Quentin Jones on that possession, able to hold his own and not allow the drive to the basket and force the turnover.
Pizarro finds Byers far side, rising up for a 3, and he pushed it off the front rim. Rebound to James Dent. Low dribble as he crosses the timeline up ahead from right to left. Now it's Jones waving his arm up in the air from up top. Round to the far side, Munden. Cross-court pass to Jones on the near wing. Calls for a screen, gets it. Matched up on Pizarro now. Backs inside the arc with 10 to shoot. Double team, looking outside, throws a deflected pass, touched twice by the RedHawks. Huskies end up with it. 3 to shoot in the corner. Dent hucks up a 3 and knocks it down.
Sort of a desperation shot there from Denton. He's not managed to knock down a three-pointer until that one there. Another one of the guys that Northern Illinois looks to for a lot of offense.
Just like that, down to 11, and a moving screen call against Reese Potter up top as Suter shuffled to his right. And that'll give it back to Northern Illinois with 5:42 to go in the first half. Miami leads the Huskies 30-19.
For how good this Miami team is on the offensive side of the ball, they really can become streaky at points. They really rely on big runs to start stretching leads, and with that comes some points where you're going to have some lulls offensively, and that's what Miami's really in the midst of right now.
Satirov up top. Dribble handoff for Jones. Sputters, now heads down the right lane. Ball's poked away by the RedHawks. Pizarro with a catch, spins away and lays it in with the right hand on the fast break. Pizarro spun off a defender there to tear that ball away. Looked like he might go up and dunk it. Pizarro instead just lays it in, and the RedHawks lead it by 13 with 5:13 to go in the first. Jones to the corner. Dent fakes the shot. Back to the outside, Munden a 3. That missed everything there, and Satirov steps out of bounds when trying to save that from going out of bounds. And another just confusing look there taken by NIU, who are now 1 for 11 from three-point land.
And Joe Munden, the FDU transfer, actually famously part of that team who ended up beating Purdue as the the second 16-over-1 upset in the NCAA tournament. Joe Munden, a key contributor to that squad.
Now at NIU for his senior season, he's a New York native. Foul committed by James Dent on Luke Skaljak as the RedHawks are just dribbling it around the outside. Yeah, a lot of different transfers for this NIU team. All but 2 of them coming from the Division I level. With Peyton Ackerman coming from Grayson, Dominic Gooden from Hillsborough Community College, but everybody else is from a D1. As Pizarro drives in and gets fouled. And you know, you typically see teams that bring in exclusively D1 transfers. It's just a few guys like this Miami team. But for Northern Illinois, they have brought in 9 guys from different D1 programs. Nebraska, DePaul, Oregon, Western Illinois, Duquesne, St. Bonaventure, FDU, St. Louis, and Cal Poly, to name all of them. Very portal-heavy team. A lot of those portal-heavy teams have struggled to succeed, and that has been the case with this NIU team this year. We're going to get another offensive foul call as I believe Woolfolk was moving there, and he will commit the foul, and I think a technical foul might have just been given out to Rashawn Burno, oddly enough. That is certainly, I don't know if it went against Burno. It was announced that it went against the bench, so maybe a player down there or something, but Byers will now shoot the free throws. And I don't know what was going on over there.
Sort of a confusing sequence, and there was the offensive foul on Woolfolk, and then as the teams were heading the other direction, sort of a stoppage there, and kind of confusion over by the Northern Illinois bench, and a couple of free throws there for Byers.
Both free throws are made by Brant Byers. And Rashawn Burno is still in the ear of the official on the far side. Must have not liked something. It's just puzzling that technical foul came after a foul was whistled against Miami. 34-19 RedHawks, 4:28 to go in the first half. Dent drives down the left lane, flips it up top for Satira. Back for Dent straight away. To the corner, contested three, put up by Jones. It rattles off. Elmer flies in for the rebound for Miami, and he will take it across the timeline from left to right. Ipsaro slashes diagonally. Quick ball movement to the corner. It is Elmer. Picks up his dribble. Elmer bounces off for Reese Potter. Potter now straight away. Finds Skaljack on the cut and a little off balance. Kind of laid that behind him there as his feet were near the baseline, but his hand got it off the window and in.
And both Reese Potter and Antoine Woolfolk have made a variety of nice passes from that range of the floor on those back cuts that have led to Miami buckets in this one.
Fadeaway jumper misfired by Nichols. RedHawks have the rebound. Byers pushes to the far side for Ipsaro. Cuts underneath. Ipsaro on the far block. Will flip it back outside for Elmer. 36-19 RedHawks. 3:28 to go first half. Elmer tries to catch the return feed off the give and go with Potter. He gets fouled, and that will send Elmer to the free throw line for some one-on-one free throws when we come back. 3:26 remaining first half. Miami still comfortable, leading 36-19. We're back to Millett Hall after this. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. Miami 36, NIU 19, with 3:26 remaining in the first half. Alongside Addison, Lenhart, Luke West, Poley with you. Nice crowd here on a Tuesday night with Ian Elmer at the free throw line. He misses the first shot. I thought those were going to be 1-1 free throws there, but I guess they called a shooting foul on Elmer. Didn't look like a shooting foul, but regardless, he'll make the second free throw. So Miami's beneficiaries of that and still get a point out of the matter. 37-19 now the Miami lead. An 18-point advantage is their largest of the night. Tipton slings to the near block for Jones. Kick to the far corner, extra to the wing, all the way around to the near side. Satirov open three, too strong. Rebound by Potter for the RedHawks. Some foul for NIU. Couple of offensive threats with two. Satirov and Nichols both. Meanwhile, for the RedHawks, Brant Byers leading Miami in scoring. Three from the far side in contention, and Ian Elmer rattles it through, no problem. It is a 21-point Miami lead with 2:40 to play in the first.
He has really extended his range in year two. He was a threat in his true freshman season from out there, but he's become truly consistent and a weapon from beyond the arc. Nice finish there by Satirov, excuse me.
That'll get it back inside 20. It's 40-21 RedHawks with 2:20 to go in the first half. Potter looks around, decides to pull up, and drills it from the left elbow. We've seen Potter do that a lot. If he doesn't see a look he likes with his length, he can just make those mid-range shots. 21-point lead once more for Miami. 2:05 to go in the first half. Far corner three, jacked up and swished by Nazir Muhammad. 42-24 RedHawks. Minute 55 to go in the first half. Extra to the corner. Byers all alone. His three cashed. Brant Byers with a couple of three-pointers in the first half, as he has got 12 to lead all scorers. The only player in double figures. Miami leads it by 21 again with a minute 39 to go in the half. Jones spins into the lane. In the corner, finds his man, and Dent got fouled as he shot the three. Shot almost fell down. Ends up flying out. Brant Byers will get called for the foul.
And Byers just out of control on that contest there in the corner on Dent. Ended up giving him a pretty good shot in the side there and nearly went down for Dent, but Northern Illinois continuing to struggle to find any open looks on the offensive end. That one heavily contested by Byers before the foul.
Dent misses the first free throw. He's a 77% free throw shooter. Senior guard out of Springfield, Illinois. Knocks down the second of three free throws. Miami will bring on a bevy of subs. Suter, Cooper, Kraft back on for Miami. Northern Illinois has called one timeout. Miami still got their use it or lose it. We'll have an offensive look on the floor here for Travis Steele. As it is the starting lineup for Miami with the exception of Reese Potter, who's out there on the floor as Dent makes the final free throw. Potter out there for the RedHawks in the place of Antoine Woolfolk. Cooper up high, comes around a screen, side steps to the elbow, slings far wing, wide open three Suter, too strong. Cooper on the offensive rebound, finds Potter, and he gets hacked on the arm and fouled on the way back up. Minute 18 to go in the half, Miami up 45-26. And the 64% free throw shooting Reese Potter is at the free throw line. Potter rises to his toes on the first free throw, but misses it long.
You alluded to that shooting ability on that last mid-range shot. And at that size, there's not many guys at this level of basketball you're going to find who are going to shoot it with the level of consistency that Reese Potter does. You can even refer to him at times as sort of another spot-up shooter for this team, even at that size. 7'1", such a weapon for this squad.
Makes the second free throw to get it back to a 20-point lead. Potter's got 7. Jones diagonally across the paint, draws the foul, rolls it along the rim, no good. But he will go to the free throw line for 2 shots. Andrew Relvas will have your Red Hawk Radio halftime coming up in just a moment. In addition to some other things, he'll look at the MAC scoreboard. There is a surprising result, I should say, at the moment, as Kent State is leading Toledo 52-28, still in the first half. So safe to say that Rob Senderoff's team down after Friday, but not out by any means. As the Golden Flashes are handling their fellow blue and gold school in the MAC. First free throw made by Jones. Akron was having a little bit of trouble getting away from Ball State. They've since extended it to a double-digit lead. His second free throw is made as well. BG leading Eastern. And how about Western Michigan up 3 on Ohio? That Broncos team could prove to be a little scary in the MAC tournament. One of those bottom seeds that maybe you don't want to see. 54 seconds remaining in the first half. RedHawks dribble it up the floor. Makai Cooper controlling from a Miami advantage. RedHawks could get a 2-for-1 here if they don't take the whole shot clock, but they kind of are now as Cooper will finally scoot into the paint. He get contacted up high. He's holding his eye, but he lost the basketball, and the Huskies get it as they will just take it up the floor. And the clock continues to tick. Under 30 seconds to go. Shot and game clock separated by 7 seconds. Dent dribbles through his legs. Right-hand feed to the far side for Muhammad. Back up to the logo. Standing in front of Travis Steele. Looking inside. Side steps to his left. Finds Dent. Left angle extended. Jones steps off the screen. Now gets the feed. One step down. Finds Muhammad. His three put up at the death of the shot clock. It falls off. RedHawks pick it up. 3 seconds to go. Elmer from the mid-range. Step back. Long two at the buzzer. Rattles off. Suter was there for the tap back, but it was late. And that last possession, probably a pretty good indicator of how that first half went. There was a lot of speed. There wasn't a lot of scheme, it seemed like. But Miami comes out on top in the opening 20 minutes, 46-28. RedHawks shooting at 58% from the floor, 45% from three-point land. Statistically, Miami dominating really in every facet. On the scoreboard, they're up 18, but honestly, it feels like it could be more Addison after 20.
Yeah, certainly dominating the glass, the offensive glass, 24-9 on rebounds overall and 6-1 on the offensive glass. They've gotten plenty of second chance opportunities. They've been able to get out and transition a ton because their defense has forced so many late shot clock situations. Desperation heaves from Northern Illinois that have turned in to transition opportunities for this Red Hawk offense, and they've taken advantage in this first half, and they've been able to knock down shots from the perimeter, as you said, shooting 45.5%. They've knocked down 5 of 11 from deep. Brant Byers and Ian Elmer, the usual suspects, those guys knocking down perimeter shots for this team. And so you want to see more of that in the second half, and Miami's tended to fade offensively at points in games, and you want to see them sustain this level of firepower and dominance on both ends of the floor in the second half.
Kings Firecrackers are in the house for the halftime entertainment, and Miami leads it by 18 at the half. For Millett Hall, it's RedHawks 46, Huskies 28. We'll take a break. When we come back, Andrew Relvas has a Red Hawk Radio halftime, and this is Miami basketball on Red Hawk Radio.
Welcome inside the Red Hawk Radio halftime show. My name is Andrew Relvas. Appreciate you for tuning in inside a pretty packed Millett Hall here for the penultimate home game of the 2024-25 season here for Miami. At the half, it's the RedHawks 46 and the Huskies 28. An 18-point lead for your Miami RedHawks, who are taking care of business against the NIU Huskies visitors tonight for a good one. How did we get here? Well, the leading scorer so far, it's Brant Byers. 12 points, 4 for 5 from the floor, 2 of 3 from deep, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal so far for him. Really good start. I mean, Brant Byers, among many players here for the RedHawks, can really get it going offensively, and he's been doing what he's been doing all year long. Ian Elmer, a strong start for him, 9 points. He's made a couple of three-pointers and a couple of rebounds along with a block. Great job for him so far. And Reese Potter, 7 points, 3 for 4 from the floor, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. 3 fouls on him, though, so got to be a little bit careful there. But overall, really good stretch for Potter, who's been really good scorer here for the RedHawks. As of late, overall, Miami shooting 58% from the floor, 46% from deep, and 55% from the free throw line. 5 for 11 from deep as well. Just doing it all offensively well. They start out the game off to a 15-0 run, something similar to that, and they really haven't looked back since. I mean, it's been all Miami from start to finish. They've done what they had to do. They had to start fast. They did that, and they're not messing around against a pesky NIU team that has kept a lot of these MAC teams close, but kept them close, and they have pushed away from start to finish after 20. Turning things over to NIU, the leading scorer is James Dent Jr., 10 points for him, 3 for 7 from the floor, 4 rebounds and 3 assists in 18 minutes for Dent Jr. The number 2 scorer, it is Nasir Muhammad, 6 points for him, 2 of 5 from the floor, a rebound and a steal in 17 minutes. And Quentin Jones, a little bit of a slow start for him. The RedHawks defense stifling Jones, the Cal Poly transfer from California. 4 points, 1 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 3 from deep. Couple rebounds, an assist, and a steal for Mr. Jones visiting inside here, Millett Hall. NIU is a team shooting 35% from deep, 13% from the three-point line. That's 2 for 15 and 6 for 7 from the free throw line. We'll say this, a recipe that the RedHawks want to continue, especially defensively. Keep them shooting the three-pointer. I mean, this NIU team not great at three-point shooting. They've got a couple guys here, James Dent, as well as Quentin Jones, who are sharpshooters. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet from deep, and that'll certainly be the recipe to keep them quiet and keep them in a winning second half coming up next. We'll take a break and we'll take a look at the national scoreboard. A good amount of games going on right now in the top 25. First one in the ACC, the Duke Blue Devils all over the Miami Hurricanes, 47-30. About 15 seconds left to go on that one. Cooper Flagg and the Duke Blue Devils all over Miami. That one just about at half. Florida trailing Georgia at the break by 16. This is a big upset watch to look out for. Georgia, of course, the Bulldogs, they've had a strong season, trying to make a push for the NCAA tournament, leading by 16 at home against the number 3 ranked Florida Gators. Take a look at how that one progresses, but overall a surprise for sure in the SEC. Over to the Big East, it's 32-43. Marquette leading Providence by 11, about 30 seconds left to go in the first. The Marquette Golden Eagles up by double figures, trying to get another win here at home at the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. A couple other games that start off in a little bit. Iowa State at Oklahoma State in the Big 12. The Iowa State Cyclones trying to pick up a road victory against an Oklahoma State team that's kind of been in the middle of the pack in the Big 12. Tennessee at LSU starting at 9 o'clock. Should be a fun one down south in Baton Rouge. It's the LSU Tigers hosting the number 5 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Should be a fun one at 9 o'clock. Mississippi State at Alabama. That'll be definitely an entertaining game to watch in Tuscaloosa. The number 6 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide recently lost to Auburn a couple weeks ago. They're trying to rebound and stay hot, stay in that national top 10 picture, trying to get a couple more wins before conference tournament and NCAA tournament coming up. Should be a good one to watch out for there. Washington at Wisconsin, Big Ten game out in Madison. The number 11th ranked Wisconsin Badgers trying to get win number 22 on the year. Starts off at 9 o'clock. South Carolina at Mizzou. The number 14 ranked Mizzou Tigers. Really strong start for them. 20-7 record. Recently took down Alabama last week, and they are trying to take down a middling South Carolina Gamecocks squad in Columbia, Missouri. Final game of the night, Louisville at Virginia Tech. The Louisville Cardinals trying to get win number 22 on the road in the ACC against the Virginia Tech Hokies. That's the top 25 scoreboard. Now we'll take things over to the Mid-American Conference, where we've got some interesting races happening so far. 11:42 left to go in the second. Bowling Green over Eastern Michigan 41-38 at the George Gervin Center in Ypsilanti, Michigan. Bowling Green, the number 10 team in the MAC, leading the number 7 team in the MAC by 3 points. Under 12 left to go in the second. That should be a close one on the eastern side of Michigan. Toledo trailing by 24 at the half to Kent State. This Kent State team was a team that took Miami basically to double overtime before they kind of stalled out, but put up 92 against the RedHawks a couple days ago, and now they are all over the Toledo Rockets, the number 3 team in the MAC. Kent State is a team you don't want to see making it far in this MAC tournament. I mean, they are phenomenal offensively. They're a great rebounding team, and they are cooking against this Toledo Rockets team. Todd Kowalczyk's group has a lot of questions into halftime right now, trying to rebound against Kent State out at the MAC Center. At the break as well, another surprise, Western Michigan leading Ohio 36-33 after 20. Western Michigan, a team that beat Miami not too long ago, up by 3 at the half, 36-33. A little bit of a low-scoring game there. Top scorer is Jackson Pawelecki for OU with 11, and for Western Michigan, 16 points from Willis, who's 7 for 10, a really hot start for him in the first half. Another score to look out for, Buffalo over Central Michigan, a 38-34 lead on the road in Mount Pleasant. This kind of game schedule, it's been all full of surprises here. Ton of upsets potentially brewing in the Mid-American Conference. And Buffalo, middling team in the MAC, 11th, leading Central Michigan, a team that's trying to make the jump to the MAC tournament picture, trailing by 4 at home to the Buffalo Bulls. Final game to watch, Akron over Ball State by 7 in Muncie. But don't look now, the Ball State Cardinals trying to steal one against the top team in the MAC, the Akron Zips, a 7-point lead for John Gross's squad in Muncie, Indiana. That is the scoreboard segment. Ton of fun games to look out for, a ton of potential upsets to keep an eye on, and we'll keep you updated throughout the broadcast. Now we'll turn things back here inside Millett Hall. The RedHawks leading by 18, just trying to build on this lead and looking to get win number 21 on the season so far for the RedHawks. In terms of winning seasons, the RedHawks are searching for their first 21-win season in 28 years, 1996 to 97. And in that year, of course, they made the NCAA tournament. This RedHawks team, same message. They're trying to make the NCAA tournament the first time since 2007 in about 18 years. And, you know, 21 wins, 20 wins itself is a good milestone. Travis Steele talked about it a little bit in his last press conference, but as you get into the 20s, it becomes even more elite company, especially in this Miami all-time picture. So trying to get win number 21 for the first time in 21 years. How can the RedHawks do it? Well, number one, they got to keep NIU shooting three-pointers. I mean, quite simply, this is a team that puts up a lot of shots. They're going to try and get back into the game. Hopefully here the RedHawks can keep the NIU Huskies shooting off-balance three-pointers, especially with players like Quentin Jones, who's kind of been out of a groove. He's not the best three-point shooter, but he can get it going. Really, the three-point shooter that the RedHawks got to worry about is James Dent. He's number 12 in the MAC in three-point percentage. Made a three-pointer earlier this evening at 1 for 4, and he's their leading scorer for a reason, 10 points. Number 2 reason, how the RedHawks can keep their groove here against the NIU Huskies. They got to continue crashing the boards. I mean, they have out-rebounded and out-hustled the NIU Huskies. They lead that rebounding category by 15, 24-9. Leading rebounder for the RedHawks is surprisingly Peter Suter. So that's kind of a picture where, you know, the RedHawks, you don't have to be the biggest to get those rebounds. You just got to have heart. And the RedHawks to win this second half and win this game. They got to out-hustle and out-heart the NIU Huskies, and I'm sure Travis Steele has invigorated this team to get going as we enter the second half. Those are the keys to the game. Keep the three-point shooting numbers low for NIU and continue to out-hustle this NIU Huskies team on the road. With that, we'll take a break. We'll hand it over to Luke and Addison for the play in about 2 minutes. Miami leading by 18. Should be a fun finish here in Millett Hall. RedHawks trying to improve to 21-7. With that, I will take a break. My name is Andrew Relvas. I'll catch you at the post-game show to see if Miami can pick up back-to-back wins against the NIU Huskies. Take a break. Be back in a little bit here inside Millett Hall.
Miami 46, NIU 28 is our halftime score as we get set to begin the final 20 minutes here from Millett Hall. Lucas, Poley, Addison, Lenhart with you. Miami in control throughout the opening 20 minutes. Lead was as much as 21. You look statistically, though, it looks like they could be up by 50 points right now. 24-9, the advantage on the glass for the RedHawks. They are shooting it 24 points better from the field, 32 points better from three, and turnover margin even, all things considered. A pretty idealized 20 minutes for the RedHawks to start.
Yeah, certainly rock solid defensively and forced Northern Illinois to appear really uncomfortable on the offensive end for the better majority of that first half. And there were points where Northern Illinois started to show a little bit of life, were able to knock down some shots, but really not able to get much going. Only 10 for 29, as you said, in that first half from the field. And Miami wants to keep that going here in the second half.
Huskies take it from left to right to begin the second half. Luke Poley, Addison, Lenhart with you. Andrew Relvas will be back for your post game in just a little bit. 10 to shoot for the Huskies. We're very stagnant offensively, especially to start. They went down 12-0, but a quick cut to the basket. And Satirov catches it and slides underneath to put it in for two. So the Huskies on the board first in the second half on their opening possession. Elmer makes his way to the right elbow, pull up from there. Off the front rim, rebound by the Huskies, but Makai Cooper steals it away from Muhammad, and now Miami can reset. Let's say possession was never established by NIU. Shot clock still reset to just 20, but the RedHawks quickly whip it around the floor, and Antoine Woolfolk is wide open on the back door. Off the feed by Elmer.
Yeah, Northern Illinois going zone on that one, and miscommunication on the back end there, and Elmer just able to dive behind the defense and find Woolfolk for the easy two.
Satirov stops his feet at the left elbow, picking up his dribble. Woolfolk got a deflection. Huskies stay with it. Muhammad drives baseline, tried to leave it off for Satirov. Did. Satirov now gives it back out to him. Runner down the left lane. Off the front rim short, and the RedHawks have the rebound. Suter all the way up the floor, plays catch with Kraft. Now back up top, it is Cooper. No look pass to the near side, Suter. Suter holding overhead, now driving, pushes a pass to the far side. Elmer's three. Rattles out, rebound tapped by Woolfolk, but into the hands of James Dent for NIU as the Huskies will take it up the floor. Satirov up for Dent, back into the logo. Makai Cooper standing up front against the Husky guard. To the near side, it's Jones with 11 to shoot. Huskies pretty methodical here to begin this second half. Jones from the near side with 7, makes his way straight away. Now down the left side. Pass to the far side, Muhammad has it deflected away once, twice, and that runs enough time off the clock for a shot clock violation on the Huskies.
Yeah, Muhammad just not aware of that shot clock winding down, and the extra effort defensively there from Ian Elmer, diving on the floor to try and jar that ball loose for Muhammad, able to force the turnover.
Huskies did take care of the basketball pretty well in the first half. That was about all they did right offensively in the opening 20 minutes. 48-30, Miami in front, nearly 2.5 minutes in to the second half. Suter corner of the logo. Overhead find Elmer on the near side. Elmer across, just inside the arc at the top of the key. Has it batted away. It'll roll out of bounds. Last touched by Stephen Tipton of Northern Illinois.
There's still only 2 shot attempts. Again in this one from Cam Kraft, another quiet night.
5 to shoot for the RedHawks. They'll get it to Woolfolk, and he traveled on his way in.
You know how explosive Cam Kraft can be on the offensive end of the floor, and Miami's been able to maintain the firepower we've seen from them all season despite his, sort of absence from the offensive equation these last 2 contests.
We've seen Kraft score some lower numbers this year, but when he has, you look at the field goal attempts, they're pretty much the same. It just comes down to shot making for him. Kraft with a steal that time as Nichols tried to make his way up the floor. Nice lead pass ahead as Kraft finds Woolfolk, who just slaps the ball over to Makai Cooper on the far side, and he will get fouled. I mean, typically when you see a Cam Kraft game that's only 2 or 3 points, it's not off 2 field goals. It's just a night that he goes, 1 of 7, 1 of 8 from the floor, something like that. And that's not been the case these last couple, like you've mentioned. Makai Cooper at the free throw line for 2 shots. Nothing but net on the first.
It also really speaks to the depth of this Miami squad, and you look up and down the stat sheet right now, nobody over 10 shots so far in this game. Multiple guys have taken over 3 and 4 shots, though. A really balanced attack. They can go to multiple different guys at any given point throughout a game, and that's what makes them so difficult. It's guys far down the depth chart that you have to worry about on the offensive end of the floor.
The free throws both made by Cooper, and that restores the lead to 20. Miami with a steal. Elmer up ahead all the way to the rack, and he gets fouled. That could have been an and one as Elmer laid it all the way home. But they'll call it on the floor as the foul goes against Nichols, who picks up his 3rd, and Huskies are in some foul trouble here. I mean, yeah, you talk about that depth. I mean, you think back to previous 2 years under Travis Steele. In year 1, if Makai Larry wasn't going, it was probably a loss. Similar thing to be said with the lack of depth last year. Alley-oop off the inbound, but a rim check on the slam attempt by Woolfolk, and now running up the floor, James Dent will get fouled.
Beautiful design there. Out of bounds, got Woolfolk the wide open look, just unable to finish, and then James Dent able to push in transition and force the issue to get to the free throw line. And NIU starting to teeter in dangerous territory, obviously down 20 in this game, and got to start chipping away at this lead if they want any chance in the final minutes.
Dent down the left alley, bullet to the near wing. Jones steps it back, heads back in, backing, edge of the paint, 3rd hash up, cross-court pass to the far side. Dent, 2 shot fakes into the paint, lost one up, rolls off the front rim. Woolfolk's got the board for Miami. 50-30, the RedHawks in front with 16:13 to play. Woolfolk just inside the key, finds Cooper, left wing 3, buried. Cooper was wide open there, and another great find by Antoine Woolfolk, who I believe will get credit there for his 3rd assist. 53-30, Miami leads. Media timeout coming up at the next dead ball. Left to the key, a 3 jacked up by Satirov, way long. Suter's got the rebound, in traffic, he dribbles his way out of it. And will now take it across the timeline. Kraft, near side, a 3. Oh, it pops out. Kraft is already starting to strut back. Thought that one was going to drop, but unfortunately it does not. And the struggles tonight continue for Cam Kraft. Now a far corner 3. Again, it's Satirov, and that rattles off. And again, we saw stretches like this from the Huskies in the first half, where on possession after possession, they were just jacking up deep shots early in the shot clock. And they have not fallen all night. They're 2 for 17. Kraft, far side 3. That hits off the front rim, but the rebound falls right in Elmer's lap. He'll dribble it outside, take the three himself, and knock it down. 26-point lead for Miami, and Ian Elmer's got a dozen. Muhammad pounds it on the deck with his right hand. Darts it near wing for Tipton. Ring around the Rosie to the far side. It's Dent. Back up top, Jones rises and knocks down the three.
A good-looking shot there from Jones, who's had a quiet night, only 7. Usually good for 17. That's what his average is coming into this one to lead this Northern Illinois squad.
Elmer heads toward the paint, spins, fades away, and hits the shot from 12 feet out. That is a tough one for Ian Elmer, and it's back to a 25-point Miami lead.
Just operating with all kinds of confidence on the offensive side. You can see it in his eye. In attack mode right now for Miami, and another turnover defensively.
Jones tried to kick and gave it away. Elmer up and under in transition. It falls. And it's a 27-point Miami lead with 13:57 remaining. And Dent wants a timeout. Northern Illinois will call it. And it'll become immediate timeout on the floor as the RedHawks have taken control in the second half. Miami outscoring NIU 14-5 since the break. Lead is stretched to 27 here at Millett Hall. 13:55 to go, second half. It's Miami 60, Northern Illinois 33. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. $13:55 to go, second half. It is Miami 60 and NIU 33. And Addison at points this season. We have seen the RedHawks do what they did in the first half in first halves. And it's been different coming out of the locker room without as much intensity. That has not seen a drop-off tonight.
Yeah, more of the same on the offensive and defensive end of the floor, forcing more turnovers, as many as they forced in that first half already in the second half, just 6 minutes in, and getting out in transition again here.
Just got another turnover. Now their 6th that they've forced in this second half. Ipsaro finds Lures, far corner three, just off the front rim. Potter tries to power dribble on the offensive rebound, and he gets it swiped away. So Travis Steele has really emptied his bench, and I think kind of signaling that, at least for the moment, he's going to give his new guys some time as Tipton fires a near corner three and misses the target. Ipsaro Far angle extended, forces one into the paint, and it's deflected away from Byers. Tipton running it up the floor. Found Dent, fakes the transition three. Now heads to the far block. In for Mott, he'll make his way to the MAC logo and float it over top, lures it in. 60-35 the score. Byers wide open for three in transition, and he packs it.
Northern Illinois not getting back on defense after a make there. They've really struggled to get back on defense off misses, but they're leaving Byers wide open on the other end of the floor after the make.
And Skaljak forces a steal. Miami running quick. It's a 2-on-1. Lob up top, and Lures catches it to put it off the window and in. 4-2. It's a 30-point Miami lead with 12:22 to go in the second half. 65-35, the RedHawks in front. Dent to the far corner. Three isn't up for by Tipton. Puts it off the heel. Offensive rebound, though, for NIU and a foul as Skaljak is a little slow to get up, and now he's helped to his feet. Fourth appearance in MAC play for Dan Lures. His last coming in the loss against Eastern Michigan. His last appearance in Millett Hall was a month and a half ago against Western Michigan. His last points here were against his former team in Defiance, way back when he had 20 in 20 minutes against the Yellow Jackets on December 30th. That'll take us to immediate timeout with 12:10 to go in the second half. It's Miami 65 and NIU 35. We'll take a break, and you're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. (65-35), Miami in front of Northern Illinois with 12:10 to go in the second half. As this has just turned into a blowout of monumental proportions. RedHawks are kind of half empty in the bench right now, playing with a pretty inexperienced lineup. All freshmen and sophomores at the exception of Dan Lures, who's a grad transfer into the paint. The pass goes for NIU as Jaden Mott will go up and get fouled. Lures has not seen much time this year, but a bench captain for this Miami team. And the guy that Travis Steele has called another coach when he's out there on the floor. That'll bring us to another immediate timeout. With time off the clock, 11:59 now left to go. Still a 30-point Miami lead, and we'll take a break. You're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. 11:59 to go, second half. Timeouts have kind of broken things up, but still a 30-point lead for Miami, 65-35 over Northern Illinois. Jaden Mott is at the free throw line to take a couple free throws here for the Huskies. RedHawks come out in that same look that they finished up the latest sequence with, as the first free throw is knocked down by Mott. Ipsaro out there with Skaljak, Byers, Potter, and Lewers for Miami. Second free throw, little long off the backside of the rim, up in the air, and no good. See how long it takes before Travis Steele maybe really unloads the bench. Skaljak's left-handed three from the left wing. Little bit strong there. Lewers gets down on the floor fighting for the rebound, but it's torn away by Quentin Jones. Up ahead for the Husky. To the far side, Dent tosses up a three, it goes in and out. And Ipsaro's got the rebound. Ahead for Byers, into the paint. No look past Skaljak, extra to the corner. Lewers, shot fake, into the paint, hangs up, and he gets fouled. And will shoot two at the line.
And the ball is just zipping from side to side on this, or for this Miami offense, and Lewers using the shot fake there to get by his defender into the basket, but off a nice kick there from Brant Byers off the drive, and then Luke Skaljak making the extra pass to the open guy in the corner, and Lewers.
Lewers makes the first free throw. Transfer from Eastern Illinois, who Miami saw at the Miami Classic last year. Just saying that this game looks a little like a Miami Classic game last year when Miami played Coppin State. Lewers deposits the second free throw. It's a Coppin State team that's similarly like this Northern Illinois squad. It seemed like just chucked up threes and missed a bunch of them. They were 2 for 16 in the game. Northern Illinois tonight, 3 for 21. 67-36, Miami leading Northern Illinois. 11:13 to go in the game. Dent right of the key, handoff Tipton, back to Dent on the near side. And now Nichols working up the baseline against a much oversized set of RedHawk rim protectors. Kicks to the corner. Jones is wide open for three, but he can't bury it. And the rebound picked up by Miami. Both hands on the head for Travis Steele as now he directs traffic. He's got his play sheet in his left hand. Ipsaro works, lobs up top. And Reese Potter slams down the alley-oop off the elbow feed from Ipsaro. RedHawks in front by 33 with 10:34 to go in the second half. Tipton puts it up top for Dent, slithers to the rim and lays it home with the left hand. 69-38 Miami with 10:17 to go in the game. Skaljak finds Lewers on the near flank, hands for Ipsaro, corner three, swirls the iron, rebound right to Potter, skyhook, put back, drops through. And Reese Potter is really starting to put the hurt on these Huskies in the paint. He's got 11 points in the game, and Miami leads at 71-38 as we cross the halfway mark of the second. Around the arc to the near wing. It's Jones off a screen. Up top, Satirov. Handoff Jones straight away. Dribbling with the left hand, accelerates into the lane, bumps and scores off the window, plus the foul. Northern Illinois had a lot of and ones today. The problem is they've just been far between without a lot of offense outside of that. Chance at the free throw line coming up for Quentin Jones, and a chance for him to get into double figures here with 9:42 to play.
That being the fourth foul on Reese Potter, he's going to take a seat, but man, he's been absolutely stellar tonight. 5 for 6 from the field, 5 rebounds from Potter, and down the stretch, if he can mold into a reliable piece down low as an offensive rebounder and rim protector for this Miami squad, that just adds so much to this team from an offensive and defensive perspective.
Free throw made, that gets it back down to a 30-point Miami lead. Lewers straight away. Dishes for Woolfolk, big back into the game, again with Potter on the bench with 4 fouls. Handoff deflected away, and stumbling, Tipton takes it across the timeline on the left wing. Northern Illinois sets up in the offense. Nichols eyed the rim, now heads inside, fades away from 8 feet, and splashes the mid-range jumper. 71-43 the score. Nichols with his first basket of the game in 16 minutes. 9 minutes to play, 71-43 Miami. Woolfolk nearly throws it away. Ipsaro runs it down just before it gets to half court. Ipsaro now cutting it across. Nichols, it looked like, wrapped his hand around his head there, and he commits the foul.
And man, Ipsaro, he's got such nice burst off the dribble. He can stop and start at any moment, puts a lot of pressure on the defense with his ability to do that. Nichols just got on his hip right there and forced the contact.
Nichols will go off with 4 fouls now. Skaljak, a 3. Nothing but net for Luke Skaljak. Another promising freshman for this Miami team, up to 8 points, and give Brant Byers his 3rd assist as the RedHawks lead it by 31. Jones up the baseline, bracketed by RedHawks. Cross court, Muhammad, wide open right wing 3. Clatters off the iron. Rebound by Lures for the RedHawks through some contact by Tipton. Miami slowing down here. Ipsaro wraps it into the high post for Woolfolk. Handing back off for Ipsaro, accelerates into the lane, shot fake, no look pass, Lures in the near corner, can't hit the 3. That was a beautiful feed by Ipsaro. He was looking at the key and through to the corner. Muhammad now backing to the near block, sidesteps it back outside and flings it straight away for James Dent. Dent dribbling with the left hand between the legs to his right. Down the right lane, Dent through the traffic, puts it up and no good. I think, though, they called that foul on the floor. Foul will go against Woolfolk, his 3rd. Wonder maybe if we'll start to see some rotation for the RedHawks at that position with both bigs in foul trouble, but only time will tell. We've reached a timeout on the floor, 7:49 to go second half. Still all Miami, 74-43, the RedHawk lead. You're listening to Miami Basketball on RedHawk Radio. $7:49 to go in the second half. It is Miami 74 and NIU 43. Lucas, Poley, Addison, Lenhart back with you. Exciting times here for the Miami RedHawks, coming off a huge win against Kent State, and they have not slowed down, running NIU out of the building. Pass lofted to the outside with the Huskies on the offensive end. Couldn't go through this game in its entirety without mentioning the realignment news affecting this very game, with NIU announcing earlier today that they are going to depart the MAC for the rest of their sports. 3 lifted up from the far side by Jones, and it rattles off. He's had a bit of an off night with just 10 points for a guy that averages nearly 20 on the season. Post-entry pass for Woolfolk, and he gets fouled. So with NIU departing for the Mountain West in football, the question became, was the MAC going to kick him out? The answer was sort of no, but NIU left on their own as earlier today they announced they would be joining the Horizon League for all other sponsored sports. Going to try to stay in the MAC as an affiliate for the sports that the Horizon League does not sponsor. Kraft got the inbounds pass. He got trapped and gave it away. Running it forward. Dent throws it to the corner, and up the baseline goes Jones. And NIU is now back within 30 after the lay by Nazir Muhammad off the find by Jones. Under 7 minutes to go. Cooper, no-look pass, near corner. Elmer, rainbowing three. Perfect. And it's a 32-point Miami lead, 77-45 with 6:50 to go.
I mean, he's really shot the ball over the last 3 quarters in OT of basketball.
Inside, Satirov has the finger roll off. Now Kraft with an NBA range three, and that rolls off. Woolfolk got his hand on the rebound, but slapped it away. Deflection by Makai Cooper on the way up the floor for the Huskies, but it'll stay with NIU. 6:27 to go in the game, 77. It's a 45, the Miami lead.
Interesting. Travis Steele giving his starters a little bit more run with 6:27 to go, choosing to give them a little bit of an opportunity to run some of their sets perhaps, or get any extra repetition that they can in a game, and low pressure situation with a 32-point lead. And guys still playing hard, and that's the thing about this Miami team. Even when they were able to build this lead up to 20-30, at times they've had a tendency to take their foot off the gas throughout the course of the season, but they have remained full speed ahead over the course of the full 34 minutes we've played so far.
Tirov laid it in for NIU. 30-point lead for the RedHawks, 77-47 with 5:52 to play. Suter shouldering in, and he got fouled. The most lopsided win, by the way, Miami beat NIU the first time around, 84-69, so a comfortable win for the RedHawks in DeKalb, but not quite to this territory yet. The largest margin of victory for the RedHawks against a Division I opponent this season came against both Maryland Eastern Shore and Sacred Heart. Elmer, a near wing three, why not? As he's got it, Ian Elmer puts Miami up to 80 on the game with another triple, and it's 80-47. So yeah, Maryland Eastern Shore and Sacred Heart, RedHawks won by 18. They are up by 33 right now on NIU with 5.5 to play. Three from the far side, Nazir Muhammad misses it short, and the RedHawks have the rebound. Kraft from the logo, back for Cooper, up top Elmer. Elmer dribbling left, bounces it for Woolfolk, holding it the key. Right hand pass Suter, across the court Elmer, heat check three, way long, didn't catch anything. Ended up on the backside in the arms of Satirov. Up ahead it is Muhammad, bullying to the paint and throwing it away, and Elmer got two hands on it but couldn't secure it. He tried to dive into the cheerleaders there to keep it in bounds, but could not. It'll stay at that end of the floor with 5 minutes to go. 80-47 is the RedHawk lead. Always know it's a good year when you have to keep checking the record book over and over and over again, and I'll do so again here tonight to see when the last time it was that Miami won this comfortably over a MAC team. RedHawks forced the turnover. Cooper up ahead looking for Suter, and Cooper got a foul on the arm as his pass fell way short. It has been a while, to say the very least.
And really this you haven't seen a result like this. And Miami really has just not had the depth and the firepower offensively over the years to really put together a performance like that. But it's been the defensive end of the floor as well today, where they've just made Northern Illinois extremely uncomfortable. We talked about it pretty much from the jump. Quentin Jones really unable to get anything going, and that's a guy that Northern Illinois really relies on. And the Huskies have just looked all out of sorts. Not really any easy baskets. A lot of tough shots they've been forced to take at the end of the shot clock. And this Miami team has just played hard and relentlessly for every single possession. And just a deserving of this result, certainly. And, there were a little bit, possibly some concerns after the emotion of the victory over Kent State on Friday night. Scored 96 points that they might possibly come out a little hungover in this game, but they have certainly, from the jump, dominated and forced the action in this contest.
Front end of the 1-and-1 was missed by Makai Cooper as NIU now has it on the offensive end, and Muhammad hits a mid-range jumper and gets the foul. So another and one. Meanwhile, on that last stoppage for the RedHawks, they got their starters out of the game finally, and they got their ovation. Nazir Muhammad's at the free throw line for the one free throw, and he's got it, and it is 80-50 now. Miami in front with 4:30 to go. Skaljack carrying it up ahead for Miami. Jackson Katecki onto the floor. He sets a screen, gets the pass on the near side, hoists up a three, and hit it off the backboard long there. And Muhammad up ahead for NIU from left to right. 4:12 to play. Nazir Muhammad dribbling between the legs left and right with 11. On the far side, he finds Nichols to the paint. Kick near wing, tipped in, hop step into the lane. Ducks around the block attempt by Byers and puts it in off the glass. 80-52 now the score. Lures open far side three. Popped up in the air and wouldn't go. Satirov has got the rebound for NIU. Muhammad to the near side. Tipton has it back now straight away. Steps into a three and buries it. Nazir Muhammad up to 14 points. It's 80-55 now with 3.5 to go. Miami still comfortably leading. Katecki finds a cutting Byers going up high. He got stuffed but fouled. And that will send us to a timeout on the floor as Brent Byers will get sent to the free throw line. With 3:22 to go in the second half, Miami 80, NIU 55 our score, and you're listening to Miami Basketball on Red Hawk Radio. 3:22 remaining, second half. Miami 80, Northern Illinois 55, our score. As Brent Byers is at the free throw line. Well, depending on how far back you look, as Byers nails the first free throw, depending on where this ends, this may not be the worst blowout in too long for the RedHawks as Byers hits the second free throw. 1 year ago yesterday, February 24th, 2024, Miami beat Central Michigan by 28, 88-60. They currently lead NIU by 27, 82-55, with still 3:19 to go. Eli Yofan on the floor now for Miami to take the place of Evan Ipsaro. As the walk-on from Pittsburgh gets some time here late. Mott up top with 10 to shoot. To the near wing. Saul puts it on the baseline for Jaden Mott. Jaden Mott into the paint. Tough fall-away jumper for Steven Tipton. Doesn't have enough on it. And Brant Byers has got the rebound for Miami. Byers, overhead pass for Kiteki. To the far side, it is Lures who catches it with a leap. Back up top, Kiteki. Fakes the handoff and gives to Eli Yofan on the near wing. Skaljak to the far side. Three hoisted up by Byers and connected. It's back to 30, 85-55. Miami leads with 2:25 to go. Three by Muhammad, and he knocks that down in Byers' face. So both teams trade triples. As Miami's getting set to bring the rest of the walk-ons in. Ethan Wright, Jack Sauer, and Blake Anderson getting set to come in for the RedHawks. Kiteki with a turnaround off the backboard, it wouldn't go. Offensive rebound though for Eli Yofan. Under 2 to go with the RedHawks leading 85-58. Skaljak, edge of the logo, dribbles left, finds Kiteki, left elbow. Back up top, Skaljak straight away. Bullet to the far block for Byers, mid-range jumper, falls down. And a timeout by Travis Steele for subs. As Jack Sauer, Ethan Wright, and Blake Anderson come in. It's been a really long time since we have seen the walk-ons come in really in full force. And this is the chance to do it for Travis Steele as the RedHawks lead it by 29 with 1:35 to go. Muhammad hop step into the lane, kicks far corner. And working his way to the inside, Miami swarming there on Mo Saul, but couldn't get the steal. Meanwhile, a left wing three from Muhammad falls off the rim. Yofan across the timeline on the left wing, 87-58. Again, Miami in front with 75 seconds to go. Kiteki finds Anderson, far block, trying to lean in. Anderson gets smothered and loses the basketball. Tipton up ahead to Muhammad at the logo. Shifting around, Muhammad dishes near wing, three put up and off the heel. And Ethan Wright fights for the rebound, but he travels. As the RedHawks love that effort from Wright. He had a serious size disadvantage, it looked like, on the inside, but came down with the basketball there after a physical fight. Unfortunately, got some happy feet. So Huskies with another chance on this possession. Muhammad, fadeaway jumper from the left elbow, wouldn't go. Rebound tapped and into the hands of Jackson Kiteki for Miami. Eli Yofan up ahead, down the right wing. Shot and game clock separated by 15 seconds, and Yofan threw it away. He and Kiteki exchanging gaze as they just weren't on the same page. If Miami can get a stop here, it will be a 29-point win, and we'd have to dig further into the archives about when the last time was they beat a MAC team that badly. NIU's going to dribble this one out. They're going to have to put up another shot. It appears they will. 87-58. RedHawks lead it with 20 seconds to go. Muhammad at the logo. Dribbling right. Muhammad shimmies, 7 to shoot. To the near side. Gall bracketed, throws it over everybody. Offensive rebound and an up and under. Wouldn't go for Tipton. Kiteki's got the rebound for Miami, and that'll be it. Some dejected faces on one side and some very happy faces on the other as Miami empties out the bench. And for the RedHawks, They get all 15 rostered players on the floor, and they run Northern Illinois out of town as Miami beats the Huskies 87-58 here on a Tuesday night. Addison, you alluded a little bit to the hangover that might exist for this RedHawk team, and we have seen at times against some inferior competition that especially early on, the RedHawks have kind of let teams hang around. That was not the case tonight. Miami jumps out to a 12-0 run early, and really from top to bottom, the execution that this roster provided from all 15 guys was really impressive for a full 40 minutes.
Yeah, certainly, and obviously dominant on the glass, which had been a real struggling point for this team, especially on that road trip in Michigan where they suffered those 2 losses. Able to out-rebound the Huskies 44-24, and then just the shooting and the offensive performance from this squad. 32 of 60 from the field, good for 53%, knocking down 12 from beyond the arc. And on the Northern Illinois side, able to force 8 turnovers from the Huskies in that second half, and that really helped them shut the door at the beginning of the second half, leave no doubt that Miami was going to come out with a dominant victory in this one, and that's exactly what they did by getting out in transition, knocking down perimeter shots. Ian Elmer and Brant Byers were huge in that area, both of those guys with 22 points, and able to keep the momentum going from Kent State. You kind of got to feel like this team maybe developed a little bit of confidence, able to hang 96 on a defense like Kent State, feel like they can score with anybody in this league, and certainly came out with that level of confidence tonight in this one.
Certainly. RedHawks have got a big one coming up on Saturday against an Ohio team that currently trails Western Michigan and might be looking for a rebound. That'll be a big one, as it always is, at the Convo as part of a men's and women's doubleheader. 1 o'clock start on Saturday afternoon. Next time we're with you is for the finale. It is a 6 p.m. start between the Miami RedHawks and the Ball State Cardinals. That game can also be found on ESPNU as well, as was announced today. That'll wrap things up for Addison, Lenhart, and I'm Luke West Poley. Miami best Northern Illinois 87-58. Thanks for tuning into this presentation of Miami basketball on RedHawk Radio. We now toss things over to Andrew Relvas, who has you covered with your RedHawk Radio postgame report.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Addison. Final score here from Millett Hall, 87-58, a Miami RedHawks victory over the NIU Huskies. Another dominant offensive performance, nearly scoring 90 points in back-to-back games, but 87 points, absolutely take that. And a 29-point victory over the NIU Huskies, their biggest conference win of the year. Their previous biggest win was 15 points on the road in DeKalb against the same NIU Huskies. But 29 points, they take care of business. Saw a little bit of action from the players that don't normally get time, with the freshmen, the underclassmen, the walk-ons. Everybody was having a good time here in Millett Hall, and it was rocking here for the RedHawks, who get back-to-back wins after back-to-back losses on the road trip against Eastern Michigan and then Western Michigan. So nice rebound in a little 4-game stretch. They go 500, and the RedHawks take care of business here in Millett Hall. Well, the top scorers, it was both Brant Byers and Ian Elmer, 22 points each, 44 combined for Ian Elmer, 22 points, 8 for 14 from the floor, 5 for 9 from deep, 4 rebounds and 1 assist along with a block for him. This is his 3rd game in a row in double figures. He's been red hot for the RedHawks recently. Nearly a season high. He was 3 points short of that mark. He had 24 points in that win against Maryland Eastern Shore, but 22 points, a really good performance for him. Brant Byers, 22 points for him, 7 for 8 from the floor, 4 for 5 from deep, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal in that one for the RedHawks. And Reese Potter, 11 points, 5 for 6 from the floor, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Really good performance. 3 RedHawks were in double figures. They take care of business and take down the NIU Huskies. 53% from the floor, Miami shot 41% from deep, 12 for 29 from three-point, and 11 for 16 from the free throw line. That is 67%. Really good second half, really good response, and a really good defense for Miami. For NIU, the leading scorer was Nasir Muhammad, 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal for him. The number 2 scorer, James Dent, 12 points for him, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Quentin Jones, a little bit quiet, 3 for 10. The Cal Poly transfer, who was the leading scorer tonight, coming into tonight in terms of averages at about 17 points per game. Had a quiet game, 3 for 10. The RedHawks stifled him defensively. The Huskies shot 37% from the floor, 17% from deep, that's 5 for 29, and 82% from the free throw line at 9 for 11. Miami's next matchup will be against the Ohio Bobcats in the Convocation Center Saturday at 1 o'clock. Should be a phenomenal game in Athens. Miami defeated OU a couple weeks ago, 69-73 in a packed Millett Hall, and it's probably going to be a packed Convocation Center on Saturday. With this victory, Miami improves to 21-7 and 12-3 in the Mid-American Conference. This is their first time reaching 21 wins in 21 years. It's been a long time coming for the RedHawks, and they pick up that mark in the 1996-97 season. They matched the win total in that one. Meanwhile, for the NIU Huskies, they continue to stay near the bottom of the MAC. Their MAC record is 1-14, and they fall to 5-23 overall on a 9-game losing streak now. Their next matchup will be at home versus Western Michigan. Should be a fun one in DeKalb, Illinois. Thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Andrew Relvas. From all of us here at RedHawk Radio, we hope you have a great rest of your night, and we will see you with baseball coming up this weekend. Should be a fun one against the NKU Norse. With that, we hope you have a great rest of your night, and we will see you when we have you next. Thanks so much.